Hi everyone, welcome to Bath. I'm Emma, and last week we went over spider mites, and this week in our houseplant pest video we are going to talk about mealybugs. Mealybugs are tiny white wingless scale insects, and you can find them in all of the nooks and crannies of your plants, all of the joints, and on the underside of your plants. Whenever you're purchasing a plant from anywhere, make sure that you are inspecting the entire plant before you bring it home. Mealybugs can live all over the plant and in the soil. So make sure you're checking all those nooks and crannies of your plant, all the joints underneath the leaves and in the soil. You're looking for that white cottony mass, or mealybugs at their younger state are smaller and a little bit of a yellowish white color. Mealybugs can also come into your house from the outside as well, so if you're ever leaving your plants outside for an extended period of time, make sure you are checking your plant pretty thoroughly and often for pests. Mealybugs can live in contaminated soil as well. So if you've had a plant that's been infested with mealybug, I would recommend repotting that plant. When you're done with that soil, you'll want to get rid of that infested soil. You won't want to reuse it again because there is a possibility of contaminating your other plants with that soil. First step that you're going to do once you find that infestation is you're definitely going to make sure you are isolating that plant and checking all the other plants that may have been around that plant for pests. With mealybugs, if you see them clearly on your plant, there's not a huge infestation, there's not a big cottony white mass yet on your plant, you can actually start treating mealybugs with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. So I recommend just getting a little cotton swab and dabbing those mealybugs or just gently wiping them away. It will kill them on contact. This is a pretty good solution just to spot treat on your plant. If you're starting to see a pretty heavy infestation, we have quite a few options here at Bath that are really great to help start treating mealybugs. So with heavy infestations, I recommend this insecticidal soap from Safer. This one will not kill the mealybugs on contact, but it will penetrate their shell and it will dehydrate them, and eventually they will die off. Another great option for houseplants always is neem oil. I will always recommend neem oil because I think it's a really great organic alternative to use on your plants. Whether you're using neem oil or insecticidal soap, you will want to fully coat your plant. That means on all of the leaves, the underside of the leaves, even your soil as well, because those mealybugs can live in the soil. So make sure you're also getting, like we talked about, all those joints and crevices. That's really where mealybugs will live and feed on your plant, as well as new leaves that are forming. They really like to live in the crevices of all the unfolding leaves. And again, in the pots, on the bottom of the pot. Mealybugs live everywhere. So make sure that you are checking your entire plant for mealybugs when you're treating and coating the entire plant. So mealybugs have a life cycle of about 30 days. So when you start treating your plant, once you've noticed it's been infested, whatever regimen you are using, you will want to do that at least once a week for at least 1 month. Mealybugs are pretty stubborn, so you might have to do that for a couple months. So just a few tips while looking out for mealybugs. Make sure you're also checking your macrame hangers or any type of your hanging pots that might have cloth or the rope. So make sure you're checking there. You can treat those, or you can just take them down and shower them off a little bit, or just give them a good wash. Another thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is not overwatering or over-fertilizing your plant during this time that you're treating them for mealybugs. And lastly, make sure you are giving your plant the time and care that it needs to recover. Sometimes when our plants go into shock or have an infestation, it can take up to weeks or maybe even months to recover. So make sure you're giving it the time that it needs to recover and the attention and care that it needs, and don't get too discouraged. Thank you for hanging out for this week's video. Next week in our Houseplant Pest series, we will be talking about aphids. Enjoy your day. This week we are going to talk, dang it, I did it again. Let's try, you can, oh.
And you know what, I turned on the music.
And we're gonna do it again. I looked at the camera, lost it.
Like,
Make sure you come back next week.